got here just in the nick of time. What does that make us?
Big damn heroes, sir.
Ain't we just?
Yes! Yes! Oh! Yes! 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 Oh! 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 Oh, God. Oh. I'll have what she's having.
Just shut up. You had me at hello.
Hello and welcome to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM, a film and TV radio show where a handful of film enthusiasts shoot the breeze about all things film and television. I'm Marcus E. Acko. I'd say Happy Good Friday. Would you say Happy Good Friday?
No, Good Friday's not.
It's not
not traditionally a very happy day.
Okay, so you wouldn't say Happy Good Friday. You'd just say Good Friday. So I'm Marcus Iacco. Good Friday.
Happy 4-day weekend, maybe.
But then that's more cheerful on a Good Friday. Would you? That's my point. You don't say Happy Good Friday. You say Happy Easter, but you don't say Happy Good Friday. You say Good Friday.
Yes, but I don't think you greet someone with Good Friday.
You say
You'd
Good
be
Morrow.
like, it's Good Friday.
Well,
we don't have to go to work.
1880s.
Wow.
But, you say good morning, good afternoon. Anyway, I'm Marcus E. Acko. Good Friday.
I'm Laura Sampson, and some of my favourite films are films that are to do with the Passion of the Christ.
No, that is... We'll come back to that. With us in the studio, please tell us your name, and I guess say Good Friday, or whichever greeting you want to give on this auspicious day.
Hi, I'm Ariana. Good Friday.
Thank you. Ariana, welcome back. Ariana's, those of you who listen to season 1, is the hardest working production manager in the business. Thank you very much for coming back. Let's come back to what you were saying, Laura. Your favorite film is Passion of the Christ. So this is basically like, because you said something in the last season about Passion of the Christ that kind of threw me on air.
This is a very important weekend for people who like fairly gruesome films.
I wouldn't particularly say that that's what Easter is all about. I mean,
No, me neither. It's clearly about Easter eggs and the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, but the Passion of the Christ kind of is centered on Good Friday, which is the Mel Gibson Jesus Christ whipping movie, which apparently is going to have a part 2. I take it you're looking forward to the part 2.
Well,
yeah.
I don't like to express too much excitement about something that hasn't yet come to fruition.
Sure.
But it's true. I did really enjoy the Passion of the Christ. I was quite ashamed about that because it was just so violent, a bit like the Mel Gibson film about the Scottish rebels, Braveheart, where he gets hung, drawn and quartered at the end.
Yeah,
it's like that, only so much more so. There's so much blood and there's so much really serious torture that it seems really inappropriate to even like the film.
Ariana, you seen Passion of the Christ?
No, but I don't understand what the sequel will be about. Like, what happens afterwards?
Well,
just the rest of history.
If you're a huge fan of Family Guy like I am,
boy, do you know me.
They've kind of predicted they predicted this as an episode a very long time ago where they said Passion of the Christ 2, he's back for revenge, and it's Jesus Christ, Jim Caviezel as Jesus Christ, and he's a cop, a New York City cop, and he's jumping and shooting guns he's now partnered with Chris Tucker, and you see Chris Tucker right there as well. So I'm hoping that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's much better.
So I don't think that'll be more torture porn, your kind of thing, but it's going to be more my style thing. I doubt it.
Torture porn? Is that where you were going with that?
That's why she likes it. Yeah. Go on, defend yourself, Laura.
Well, I don't know whether I can actually defend those particular two words put together, but you know, like the movie Saw, there's so many severed limbs it's almost, you almost get immune to it.
So you like Saw?
No.
Okay.
But I do like movies which feature quite a lot of blood and gore quite
Like Saw?
often. Like The Passion of the Christ.
And Saw.
It's very emotional as well.
So
Saw
is
is not.
Danny Glover gets killed in Saw.
Danny
Sorry
Glover.
if you've watched
Danny
it,
Glover
you've
gets
watched it.
killed in every movie.
No, he doesn't.
Which one's Danny Glover, the Lethal Weapon guy?
Yes, the Lethal Weapon guy. Not the other one. Anyway, you're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus Iacco.
And I'm Laura Sampson.
In the studio with us, we have Ariana Ryan. Thank you very much for coming back. We had such great fun the last time you were here. Now we're going to come back and talk more stuff about romantic comedies and other type of TV shows, and just mucking about on this Good Friday. We'll talk film news. We'll talk top 5 favorite romantic comedies. And we'll possibly give Netflix and Amazon recommendations. But before then, let's do film and TV news.
Right. Today's film and TV news is titillating TV shows.
Ooh la la.
Shows like Outlander, for example, or Poldark, for example.
Okay.
I'm sure you can think of ones with beautiful, barely dressed women in too.
Oh yeah. Oh, tons. Okay. If that's what we're sharing. That's fine.
So I think we should share our favourite titillating TV show, if indeed we have one.
Okay. Let's start with our guests. Ariana Ryan, favorite titillating show at the moment, or in general that you like to talk about? Go for it.
First of all, I'm so excited to be talking about this. Second of all, I would say, has anyone seen the first couple episodes of Homeland?
Yes. Well, you mean as in the first season or this new season?
The first season.
Oh yeah, of course.
I have to say, I love on television when things get steamy and a bit noisy, and you cannot watch it with your parents.
Fair enough.
And do you guys remember when he came back from the prison of war thing and he was fooling around with his wife and then pushed her off so he could sort himself out? That was fantastic.
Okay, fair enough. And Claire Danes as well. Kind of, I think it almost contractually written every episode was a sex scene.
Yes, I think like 2 episodes later they... In the car, that was also fantastic. That was really quality programming. I don't care about Afghanistan. I don't care about the Taliban. I don't care about the war, but I love the show.
Okay. Laura, you've seen Homeland, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, well you should be watching that this weekend.
It's one of those things that...
Happy Easter weekend.
You have to pay for it on Amazon Prime, and I just haven't quite paid the money.
You know, it's on Channel 4 as well. I mean, the box set's probably on Channel 4. I don't know if the full box set will be there because they've just finished No, actually, they haven't finished. It's still on season 5. I think they're on season 5 right now. So it's still showing on season 5.
Yeah, but to catch up, there's a financial outlay.
Understood.
And I think now I'm...
Is Homeland on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's true. I kind of skip it because I'm already caught up, so I don't tend to watch it on Netflix. Okay, fair enough.
No, but rewatch the first couple episodes, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will.
Outlander is one of those ones that you've been pushing for me to watch.
Absolutely. And there's no reason why anyone would not want to watch this. It's a historical drama, romance with time travel and... a really beautiful central couple who are in peril all the time, and they also kind of accidentally get married, but they also kind of accidentally really fancy each other.
How do you accidentally get married?
You have to watch it to know.
Fair enough. Ariana, have you seen Outlander?
No, but it's sounding appeling. Except for the time travel bit, that's probably not for
trust me. Well, I say trust me. Don't trust me because I haven't watched it. I've kind of purposefully avoided it, mainly because I avoided it to start off with because it didn't really interest me, and then everyone else started saying, well, I say everyone else, every woman I knew that watched it kept on saying, oh, you should watch it because it's amazing, it was so fantastic, it's about this woman who from the 20s and she travels back to like the 1800s.
She was a nurse in the Second World War, And
so 40s, okay.
The beginning of the show is she has just reunited with her husband, who was posted somewhere else in the war, and they're trying to sort of rekindle their marriage and maybe start trying for a child again. But this all happens in the wilds of rural Scotland, where anything can happen, and who knows what the Standing Stones might do. So one day the Standing Stones do something unexpected, and poof, Claire, the main heroine, is standing in the wilds of rural Scotland 200 years before, sort of about a year or two before the Battle of Culloden and sort of the fall of the whole of the Highland culture.
But anyway, she's Scottish men in kilts.
Strapping Scottish men in kilts, but she is dressed in a 1940s sort of quite elegant for the 1940s one-layer outfit, which to them doesn't even count as bra and knickers. So someone finds her and they think that she's basically naked in the woods, and what must they think? And anyway, she gets rescued, and the person who rescues her ends up being the person that she falls in love with and has all kinds of fun with for the next 3 series.
I'm going to say this, from what I've heard from a lot of people that have watched it, from reliable sources, it's a very steamy, very interesting show to watch. I just am not watching it. Out of principle, I've chosen not to watch it, because I just don't really know. If someone tells me I need to watch something, same thing, Michael and Maria has asked me to watch This Is Us constantly, and on purpose I'm avoiding watching that. So Michael, no.
I'm glad you have principles, though.
I do.
Taking a stand on something like Outlander. That's good.
I am. It's
really, apart from the fun that the main couple have together, which is a very enticing part of the show, it's also really, it teaches you quite a lot about Scottish history that I certainly didn't know.
It teaches you quite a lot about the ins and outs of it.
Well,
there are a lot of ins and outs. I can't believe I just said that. I apologise, everybody.
There's a website called ohmygodyes.com, which teaches you much better.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
But
what?
Back to Outlander.
Have you not heard about this?
Okay.
We'll talk later.
Sure.
Back to Outlander. It's set in a part of history that I certainly didn't know much about. I certainly wasn't taught anything about Scottish history before the year 1800 at school.
Okay.
And it's not just this main couple that are really lovely to look at. Everyone's wearing a kilt.
Okay.
And the locations are beautiful, and it's clearly been made with a really nice big budget. I think it's Stars who commissioned it, wasn't it?
Yes.
The TV network. And
I have to say, I love the lengths you're going through here to try and legitimatize this program, because you're like, oh my god, the Scottish history, we didn't learn about it in school. The beautiful vistas. Oh my god, it's so it's like I get it. Yeah, it's hot.
Just keep slipping it in there. Okay, I have to participate in this. I have to suggest something that I'm watching that I would consider titillating, which. As much as I would say this and you don't believe me, there hasn't been much that I'm watching for that aspect of the show, of titillation, and I'm kind of feeling a little weird saying this, but the only one that I would say that is Riverdale, which is on Netflix.
Isn't that about teenagers?
It is, which is why I said it's weird that I'm saying it, because I'm not okay.
What is it? Is it about teenage romance though?
Yes. Okay,
does it make you remember your first kiss and things?
No. No.
No.
Okay, Riverdale is basically...
Jughead's hot.
Archie's awesome. So Riverdale is basically a Netflix take on the Archie comic book series. So you have all the characters from... If you ever read the Archie comic books, I did. I grew up reading those books. But they've taken it, and it's like... What's the the people that do them. I can't remember. The CW. Those of you who know about TV shows and whatnot would know American TV shows know about CW Network. It's literally just very attractive people that they just throw that on there. Oh, I've got another one, but I'll come to it in a second. So it's just a bunch of very attractive teenagers in high school, and obviously they're in their 20s. I checked, so it's okay for me to look at them and think she's attractive, and Ronnie, Veronica is very attractive on the show, and so are the other ladies, and the Pussycat Dolls are on that. Not Pussycat Dolls, Josie and the Pussycats. They're all very attractive as well. So in terms of titillation, I'll be completely honest. I don't watch that show to follow the Archie storyline because I read the comic books and I'm okay with that. I watch that show mainly for Ronnie. Because she's
I'm watching it now.
Yeah, you should.
You see,
it's pretty good.
I don't have the principles that you have about not watching things just because other people find them titillating.
Oh, that's my principles are very flexible. So every now and again, I would say exactly one thing about one show and just flip on it on the next show.
I don't even know whether you should watch This Is Us. Like, it's questionable.
Well,
it's 50-50, and it's really I find it like it's suburban mum US focus. Like, that's that kind of person who's going to tear up every episode.
See, the only reason I'd want to watch it is for Sterling K. Brown, because
Which one's that?
The black guy.
Oh, yes!
There you go.
Yes!
Oh, okay, good. See, titillation.
Yeah.
Now, Sterling K. Brown, the only reason why I would watch is because I've seen him in other stuff, in other things. He's an amazing actor. He's in Black Panther. He is one of the best characters in Black Panther. As in, he only has like a brief appearance in it, but his acting in it in every scene is on point. He's a very, very good actor. So that's the only reason why I'd watch it. This Is Us. And it kind of pains me a little bit that I'm avoiding watching it because Michael is asking me to watch it, so I'm going to keep not watching it, and I can watch Sterling K. Brown and other good stuff. But you should check it out, Ariana. Apparently, it's
This Is Us.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm completely caught up.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
And I'm Laura Sampson.
In the studio with us today, the hardest working production manager in the business, Ariana Ryan. And right now, we just finished talking. I say finished. I say finished. We're talking titillation. No, not titillation. We're talking. How did you put it, Laura?
Titillating TV shows.
Titillating TV shows. That's it. So we're talking titillating TV shows. And while I was talking about Riverdale, another thing popped into my head. Okay, I don't watch it for titillation. I watch it because I enjoy the show, but the characters, some of the actors in it, I like. Does that count, or does that not count in this segment?
I don't know. Like, for me, I don't necessarily find these characters attractive. I'm just finding the ins and outs of it quite interesting, to say the least. So I don't know. Like, I'm much more attracted to other people on television than that guy in Homeland. And
but there's something about the chemistry between certain couples on certain shows that really, really sucks you in. I'm up until the time I first started watching Outlander, I hadn't really got that kind of real crackling chemistry feeling watching two people meet each other and really be completely into each other since, high school romance.
Yeah.
First love, first kiss, first everything.
Okay.
What is it that makes a TV show titillating?
See, here's the thing. In my opinion, it's different between guys and girls, right? So for you, Laura, you've just described Outlander, and you've talked about the romance and the electricity, the chemistry that happens between the two characters.
Don't
right?
forget the history,
the
18th century Scottish history.
Exactly, 18th history, Scottish history, etc. Ariana, if I understand you correctly, you're basically looking at straight up sex. You're looking at basically a scene where they don't even have to know each other. They don't even have to introduce each other to themselves. It's literally it's steamy windows and knocking boots and loud moans and groans and whatnot.
Yeah, but to a point. But I mean, like, I know what porn is. Like, if I just wanted that, I can use the internet.
Here's the thing. There's a difference, and this is the thing. And in fact, if anything, I find those shows sexier than porn, right? Because porn is all out there, right? It's literally, because I've made this half joke before. Whenever I watch porn, and it's like I like to go for the old storyline type porn where the cable guy shows up and says, "I'm here to fix your cable," and she's like, "It was right over over here, and takes it into the room, and then they start having sex. And the reason why I like watching that is because I keep watching to the end to see if he does fix the cable, or if the pizza guy delivers and gets his money and leaves. And I get disappointed whenever that doesn't happen, because he just finishes after the finishing bit, and it's like, well, okay, I'm invested in the story. What's happening now? The fact that he's late for work, is he going to get fired? Is the cable no longer fixed? Can she not watch stuff and whatnot? So, anyway. Sorry, I went on for the
my
tangent.
eyes are bulging out of my head. I don't think anyone has ever
I went on a tangent.
finished a porn movie and then B.
No, but I have, because I want to see, because it never does. And if I were to ever make a porno, I would literally do that. That would be the first porno I'd make. I'd have it where basically you see the beginning, the story set up, and you see the middle, everything else. The stuff you watch porno for, depending on who you are, and what you want to watch porno for.
The stuff you watch porn for.
The stuff you watch porn for. And then I will always loop back around to finish off the rest of the episode, or whatever. So you see the cable guy, you actually see the cable guy fix the cable, and he turns around and says, no, it's been working all along, it just seems you haven't paid your bill. And then it's like, oh, but I can hook you up for some more if you want to, and it's like scene 2, and whatever. And then when that finishes, he goes and says, oh, you just flick this button, fix it, cable comes on, and it's like, excellent, you hungry? Yeah, let's order some pizza. Ring, ring, pizza guy shows up, and it carries on. You see what I mean? No.
I have to say, I never watched any porn before.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
The whole new world may or may not open up for me after today.
This is why she likes Outlander. Like, the show's terrible.
Sure.
Just some people, like, petting over some kilts, and, like, she's all about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Story and romance and...
Beautiful vistas.
Beautiful,
costume design.
Beautiful vistas. But actually, there is something about the sound of a bodice ripping, I have to say.
I think this is what the thing is for me, like...
Bodices
going
ripping.
back to porn for a second, like the crux of it is the sound,
right? You're gonna be saying that tonight.
But the crux of it's the sound. So I feel like on these shows, it's when the sound gets really good, and you can hear heavy breathing, etc. And that's when it gets
Okay, fair enough. Well, okay. Coming back to that last, just to
coming back to porn.
for me, just not to that. Just for me to wrap up my bit on this. I did talk about Riverdale, but other shows I do like. There's one in particular, and it is Arrow, which is weird. There's Felicity. I don't know if you watch Arrow. Felicity on it, she does it for me. It's not a sex thing. They don't have sex, well, I'm sure they do, but there's something about her, and she walks around and she wears these glasses, and it's like, I don't know, I'm going off tangent, but you talk about titillating TV. For me, that's what I watch if I were to try and pick something for titillation. If you ask me TV shows that I used to watch, though, I can come up this straight, like, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Californication, definitely. Sex and the City, definitely. Banshee, oh yes, Banshee combines hardcore action. No, not hardcore action. Well, yes, a little bit, but like proper brute force action, because it's about this guy who comes out of jail. He becomes a sheriff in a new town, and it's just basically violent. It's very violent, but the sex scenes as well, on point. So yeah, go check them out. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko,
and I'm Laura Sampson,
and with us in the studio, the hardest working production manager in the industry, Ariana Ryan.
Completely untrue. I work with significantly harder worker production managers. I'm just saying that.
We don't know them, so
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yes, correct.
Excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do? Let's switch things up. Let's give us a little break, and we'll play some music.
Kiss by Prince, further immortalised in the romantic comedy Pretty Woman. Enjoy. You don't have to be beautiful. Turn me on. I just need your body, baby, from dusk till dawn. You don't need experience to turn me on. You just leave it all up to me. I'm gonna show you what it's all
kiss.
You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
And I'm Laura Sampson.
With us in the studio, she keeps saying she's not, but I think she's the hardest working production manager in the industry, Ariana Ryan.
Hello.
We have been talking titillating TV shows. Let's kind of move into a similar region and have our top 5 favorite film and TV discussion. So our top 5 favorite TV discussion today, not TV, film discussion, will be top 5 favorite romantic comedies, favorite rom-coms. So we've got top 5. We all got top 5s?
I've got top more than 5.
You've got more than 5. We'll try and rope it down to 5. Maybe pair them up.
But I'll I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'll confess, when we get to mine, I'm gonna break rules. And you'll see what I mean when we start when I come to my list. But let's start with our guest, Ariana. What's your number 5 and your number 4?
Dude, I don't even know where to start. I have 11.
You can pair them up. Things can tie up.
This is what I've realized while making the list. I actually don't like romantic comedies for being funny. I like them when they're poignant. You know, like that. Like It's a Very Special Blossom. You know, this week on A Very Special Blossom. Like it's like that sad moment that I like about them.
Sure.
But the number 5, I have to get rid of 6 of them. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which I think is actually funny.
That's
the man's attractive. The girls are attractive.
That's cool.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's his name? Judd Apatow. Judd Apatow movie.
Yeah.
Yes, it's got I can't remember the main character.
Oh, but you know it. It's just come here. Where is it? It's right here. It's right. It's How I Met Your Mother. What's his name? What's his name?
I can't remember it. I can picture the guy. In
Jason
my head.
Segel.
That's the one. Yes, I remembered all of the women. Mila Kunis is in it. Kirsten
Bell.
Oh yeah, 2 of my. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And Russell Grant. Russell Grant?
Is that his name?
No, not Russell Grant. Russell Grant is a completely different person. Russell.
Anyway, that guy.
Okay, Russell. We'll remember it. Skinny comedian, long hair. It doesn't matter. But it's a great.
He was married to Katy Perry.
Brand.
Yes, Russell Brand.
Well done.
We got there in the end. So that's your
I know
5.
about Katy Perry.
That's my number 5. Just because I find everyone in the movie extremely attractive. It is actually funny. There are some very poignant moments.
Okay, true.
And the
I do
whole
like the
Muppets thing at the end.
Yeah, I like the Muppets thing at the end. Yeah, that's cool. What's your number 4?
Oh God, am I doing them all at once?
No, not all at once. Just 5 and 4. That's,
okay, 5 and 4.
You've done the show before.
I know, but I over-prepared. Listen, and then, okay, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Again, not a great movie, but there's a poignant moment in the washroom.
And, well, which bit is this?
So this is when they actually fall in love. Like, they've just come from this day, like, he's with his family or whatever,
Sure.
and then they're in his, like, Long Island home,
Yeah.
and, they're running a shower for each other, and then they realize they're in love, and he pulls off her tank top, and, oh my God, it's beautiful.
No, I remember that. And to be honest, when I was thinking rom-coms, I will be honest, that was the first one that sprung to my mind, but it's not on my list. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great. And to be fair, if I had a better time to reflect, I probably would have put something else there. But, it's on here as 4, so I'll just say it.
Fair enough. So you got 5 and 4. Laura, what's your number 5? What's your number 4?
This is really difficult for me.
Why?
Because I really love romantic comedies.
Okay.
And it's very difficult to choose just 5.
Because you feel the other ones will feel neglected, and the fact that they feel they've not been loved because obviously they were trying to win your heart and they didn't do well enough to get into that top 5. Is that what happens?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best.
Let me find my violin. Okay, it's not. Damn it!
To be fair and to bolster your point here, I feel like I finally found a topic I want to talk about for about 10 hours, and all of a sudden I have to pick 5, and that's how I feel.
We can do part 2.
Good,
can't we?
Sure.
Can't we?
Next time you come down, we'll talk about the next 5.
Great. We'll go through 6 to 11.
There you go, 6 to 11.
Right. My number 5, Hitch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's so good.
Will Smith.
Will Smith is a dating guru who can make it happen for any guy except himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hilarious when crazy stuff starts happening to Will Smith's character after he's been so smooth before, and it just really works on me.
No, Hitch is a good movie.
And
I like Hitch.
He's gorgeous.
Okay, you know what? I agree.
I don't think the romance between Will Smith and the Eva Mendes is the best thing about the movie.
Sure, of course not. If anything, the best thing about the movie is Kevin James and I can't remember the lady's name.
The pretty blonde lady.
Yes, the people that he's trying to set up, and that worked more for me in terms of relationship wise, as opposed to the Eva Mendes Will Smith relationship. I didn't really see chemistry in that relationship, but yeah, that's just me.
But it was very funny.
It was a very funny movie. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is just Save the Last Dance, which had really quite a lovely soundtrack. The theme song for it was True Colours, the Jill Scott tune.
Okay.
It also stars Sean Patrick Thomas, who also starred in Cruel Intentions, which I also loved, but wasn't funny enough to be a romantic comedy, so I couldn't talk about it today.
Yeah. Kerry Washington as well in that film.
And
yeah, she's the sister.
Oh yeah.
But also, I couldn't choose between Save the Last Dance and 10 Things I Hate About You. Because
sorry,
she was
the heart right there. Okay.
Heath Ledger as a teenage romantic lead was just so sweet.
Sure.
And Julia Stiles was so fake angry. I was quite a lot older than 17 or 18 when I watched it, so I was really thinking, oh, you don't even know. At the same time as really being into the whole romance thing.
Sure.
So those two are together in my estimation.
Fair enough. That's good calls. Good calls. My number 5 is Roxanne. Steve Martin.
Oh, that's great.
Daryl Hannah. A remake of Cyrano de Bergerac. Any of you who know the story, Cyrano, he's a poet, expert swordsman, but he has a very long nose, and so he's considered as unattractive. And there's, I think, one of his wards or his subordinates wants to woo this beautiful lady, and so he helps him by telling him poems while he's a dumbhead, whatever, and he basically tells him poems, and the young hot guy woos the beautiful woman, and so on and so forth. Roxanne basically is a remake of that. Steve Martin is the head of a fire station, and he has a long nose. He's very witty. He's good in a fight, but obviously he has a long nose, so he's unattractive. I can't remember the name of the actor who is the young guy, but he helps him woo Daryl Hannah, and they all end up together and whatnot. Lovely movie. Love that movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was Steve Martin when he was rocking it in the 90s. It's Roxanne. My number 4, Amélie. Amélie is a French film.
Oh, yeah.
Her name escapes me. Audrey Tautou.
I never think of that as a romantic comedy. I just think of it as, a French film.
You think it was it is a French film. It is a French film, but it is a romantic comedy. It's about a woman who basically lives in a fantasy world, to avoid the harshness of reality, and she's always intrigued about romance and other people's lives she loves peeking into other people's relationships and whatnot, until she eventually has a relationship of her own, which she can't handle. And it's a brilliant, wonderful, delicious movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Don't worry about not understanding French or reading subtitles. I know a lot of people don't like reading when they watch movies. They say, I'm here to watch a movie, not read. Don't F that noise. Don't do that. Go and watch Amélie. Amélie is an amazing movie. Check it out. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
And I'm Laura Sampson.
With us in the studio, Ariana Ryan. She's going to tell us her number 3 and number 2 favorite rom-coms, romantic comedies.
This is really difficult. I'm going to say Something's Gotta Give as my number 3. And again, it's because of the sad moment. Remember?
Jack Nicholson and...
and Diane Keaton.
And Keanu Reeves.
Oh... Yeah. And remember, can I tell the end? Of course. Who hasn't seen that movie? Anyway, yeah. So at the end, she picks him, and you're like, no, you're dating Keanu Reeves. What is wrong with you? You're 80 and you're dating Keanu Reeves. Like, let's put things in perspective. No, but you remember when she's heartbroken and she's in her room and she's just sobbing hysterically and wailing.
Yep.
And I remember watching it in cinemas and also being heartbroken and just also sobbing throughout that scene. And so
But you saw that coming, though. I mean, Keanu Reeves. Funnily enough, I loved what they did about the Keanu Reeves character. Normally, in those kind of movies, what they do is they make the character a douchebag, and they basically make it where it's easy for the person to leave. But he was.
No, he's perfect.
Yes,
what is she doing?
Exactly.
Jack Nicholson is going to be dead soon.
Yeah, and then she can go back.
Okay, well, good. And my number 2, of course, everyone, Pretty Woman.
Yes, okay. Pretty Woman was going to be in my list, but I didn't put it on the list because I figured,
I figured you would put it on yours.
I'm figuring someone would put it on the list, so I'm making my list.
I hoped someone would show that film some love.
Oh my God.
Pretty Woman's good.
If it wasn't my number one, if it was, if my number one wasn't my number one, it would be my number one because, oh my God, it's just the best movie of all time. And also, as an aside, my father looks just like Richard Gere.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, fair enough. Very handsome man, your father.
Very handsome man.
It's not
Clearly the looks did not, get passed down. But
I was just
I think
about
you
to
look a
say
little like
the
Richard Gere,
exact
too.
opposite.
I think you look a lot like your father. Yeah.
So, Laura, what's your number 3? What's your number 2?
My number 3 has just changed because I realised I'm not actually allowed the one I was going to say, which was the bucket list. Because it's a romance. It's kind of a romance. These two guys who are both dying.
Jack Nicholson and
Morgan Freeman have both been diagnosed with the same kind of cancer.
Yeah.
One of them's really rich. One of them's not really rich. But he doesn't have a lot of money, but he's got an amazing big family who are just being overly loving towards him. And they develop this friendship, and Jack Nicholson's character takes Morgan Freeman's character to do all the things that they want to do before they die in their last 6 months. And I found it really moving how they sort of supported each other in that whole thing. And then also once they realise that running away is not going to solve the problem of them dying, they come back and they help each other again. And, one of them ends up doing a eulogy at the other one's funeral, and it's really beautiful.
So the romance is between the two, it's a platonic romance.
It's a platonic romance.
Okay.
But it really is. It's like the moment people become friends when they first meet. I mean, it takes these two guys quite a long time. They hate each other. They're in the same hospital room, and it takes them a while to find each other annoying in a good way rather than annoying in a bad way.
I think this is lovely.
It got awful reviews when it came out, and it's still thought of as a fairly mediocre film, but it's just, I think it's really heartwarming.
The fact that it actually hits you like that, I was waiting for a punchline where I was going to go, no, so what's your number 3? But the fact that you described it that way, I'm okay with you if you want to put that as your number 3. Erin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fine. What pisses me off about the bucket list is people talk about their bucket list now. Like, I hate when people adopt phrases from a movie or movie titles like pay it forward. Let's pay it forward. No, you didn't have that expression before that Haley Joel Osment movie. Don't say bucket list now. I hate when people say bucket list.
But bucket list has always been around, though.
What?
Yes, bucket list has always been around, but hence the reason why when the movie came up and it was like bucket list, people knew exactly what the bucket list meant. Well, it's about two people who make a list of things they need to do before they die. I don't think people knew what
bucket list meant. I think people watched the trailer.
Laura, did you know what a bucket list was before you watched that movie?
Yes, but it's not something I would have said for myself.
I knew what.
It sounds kind of American.
Oh, I'm getting really worked up over here.
I knew what. Feel free to get worked up if you want. I knew. I understood what a bucket list was before I watched the movie Bucket List.
I think you're like supplanting your memories of that. I don't. Yeah. No.
Laura, what's your number 2?
Legally Blonde.
Nice.
Again, I'm not absolutely sure it counts as a romantic comedy because the romance aspect of it is. The fact that she falls in love with somebody or someone falls in love with her by the end is almost... It doesn't even matter by the end because so much more amazing stuff has happened to her.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I mean, all the romantic comedy genre, right? Unless you want to talk Nicholas Sparks type movies where it's literally about... it's about this person meeting that person and that's the relationship that they have. Unless that's what you're going with, which they don't tend to be romantic comedies. They tend to be romance movies. Romantic comedies tend to always have a separate plot line that basically carries things along, and then two people meet cute and fall in love and whatnot.
Yeah, but I think this Legally Blonde kind of undercuts that, though, because it starts off, girls trying to get... guy.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon's character is really she's trying her real best to get the husband that she wants.
Yeah.
But at the end, she just starts going out with this other guy who she randomly met along the way.
But they end up in a relationship,
But
right?
the fact that their romance is not the point of the film at all.
That's okay. I understand, but you know what? I'm happy for you to include that as your number 2.
Thank you.
Okay, my number 3, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Oh, is that even a comedy or just the most depressing movie you've ever seen?
Okay, that's one of the reasons why I will. Okay, so I will strip it out mainly because I had it on my list and I was like, I'm gonna throw this in there because I wanted to be a rebel. I'm gonna be the guy against 2 women who are talking romantic comedies.
That comedy?
No, it is funny. There are funny elements in it, but I will take it out. I will take it back. I just want to put it out there because I liked. If I'm listing romantic movies, and I probably will keep that for another show. Eternal Sunshine is there. However,
we need to talk about depressing movies that have a funny element that doesn't lift them into comedy conversation.
So I will take that out and I'll replace it with When Harry Met Sally.
I can't believe you took that movie from me. I cannot believe you took that movie from me.
I figured because When Harry Met Sally is it's at the top of everyone's romantic comedy list because Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, that diner scene is amazing and it's been used multiple times, and it's still, if you watch the original movie, it hasn't lost its spark. It hasn't lost what makes it so great. Billy Crystal is hilarious in that movie, and it's real. It's 2 people. Yeah, Meg Ryan is cute, but she's not overly attractive, and Billy Crystal is not an attractive guy, so he's an average Joe. That's why I like that movie. I like it because the final scene where he runs it's New Year's Eve, right?
It's New Year's Eve,
and he runs. That still makes me well up when I just think about it. So that's my number 3. My number 2, Moulin Rouge. Now, I know
Doesn't she have TB?
Yes. Yes, but it's funny all up until the points where she dies. Spoiler. No, it's not spoiler. They say at the very beginning that she died. But it's a funny movie.
Dude, she's like coughing up blood for the whole movie.
Yeah, but when she's not coughing up blood...
I think you don't want to see Bucket List.
Or Passion of the Christ.
But, good thing she didn't put that as a rom-com.
Certainly not.
Yeah, so
my brain's just been scrambled forever now. There's no coming back.
Moulin Rouge, Baz Luhrmann, it's colourful, it's beautiful. The music is awesome. Ewan McGregor, Nicole Kidman, John Leguizamo. Go and check it out. It is a fantastic movie if you haven't seen it. That's my number 2. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
And I'm Laura Sampson.
Ariana Ryan is our guest, and she's going to tell us her number 1, if I haven't already stole it, romantic comedy movie.
You have stolen it. It's When Harry Met Sally, and arguably, I don't think it's just my number 1 romantic comedy. I think it's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh,
I think it's a wonderful movie. It's perfect. The little vignettes with the couples. Yes. I worked for a very prominent neurologist, Dr. Bemelman. It's just such a perfect movie. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. I don't like Meg Ryan.
Why don't you like Meg Ryan? Because of the movie or just afterwards, or as a person?
I feel like she plays the same character in all the movies, and it's kind of like this little girl character, and I cannot stand when women do this girly, I'm so sweet, and I've got a little girl walk and a little girl talk. And
Hey, have you seen Courage Under Fire?
No.
Go and check Courage Under Fire. Meg Ryan plays if anything, it got criticized because she plays a helicopter pilot in the Gulf War.
Well, obviously Meg Ryan can't pull that off. She's a little girl.
But that's the reason why a lot of people pan her. But I'm just saying, you say she always plays that, and then she tries something different, and I don't get that. Why is it that people criticize actors, especially? It's like, always does exactly the same thing, and the moment they try to risk it and do something different, he's terrible. He should go back to doing comedy. It's like, what the? Anywho's.
Well, anyway, When Harry Met Sally, 100% my top movie of all time.
I'm so glad you both chose that because I felt compelled to choose something else.
Okay.
And that film is Boomerang.
Oh, nice.
What is
absolutely,
this?
You never heard of Boomerang?
What's Boomerang?
I'll tell you. First of all, I'll tell you who's in it. It's just packed to bursting with all the best black actors ever. Eddie Murphy is in it, but you've also got Robin Givens, Grace Jones, Eartha Kitt, Halle Berry, Chris Rock.
Oh my God.
It's a 1992 romantic comedy about a womanizing advertising executive who has all kinds of fun, but one certain bit of fun backfires on him in a way that makes him fall in love with a really sweet girl, and he has to change his ways, and he does.
That's lovely.
It's Boomerang is a great movie.
And just it's the film that made Boyz II Men's End of the Road famous.
That's true. Yes.
All of these.
Can't
I mean,
stand
I
Boyz
think
II
one
Men.
of the important
And you
things
like
about
rom-coms?
romantic comedies is that they often have really catchy soundtracks.
Yeah.
And kind of romantic songs that earworm you.
Yep.
At least 4 of my choices here have definite songs attached to them, and I hope we can put those on our Facebook page so that people can see what songs go
Is
with
one
what
Tony Braxton?
show. No,
Okay.
Boyz II Men.
Oh yeah, sure,
And
sure.
Shaka Demus and Pliers.
Okay.
There's my number 6 has a thriller dance flash mob, a fashion party.
Okay.
Was that 13 going on 30?
Yeah. Was that in your top 10?
No, not at all. I can't stand her.
You can't stand Jennifer Gardner?
No, again, playing a little girl, just the cutesy stuff just wears thin.
That was one film that she played a cutesy girl. Every other film, she plays a very tough woman.
No, but with those dimples. Did you see Valentine's Day?
No.
I can't believe I'm about to kiss my best friend. It's Ashton Kutcher. Pull yourself together.
Fair enough. Yeah, but then Elektra and Juno and everything else that she's done.
Well, actually, the 30-year-old in 13 going on 30 as well finds out that she's this horrible
Yeah.
person and has to become more 13-y.
Yeah. Oh, true.
And again, though, it's not really the romance that gets me about that film. But
Fair
anyway,
enough. So-
Marcus, what's your number 1?
Okay, so remember when I said that I was going into this as being the rebel and wanting to throw things like a spanner in the works and whatnot?
Yes, I hoped you were joking.
I wasn't. I was going to go with Wall-E as being my favorite, my number 1 rom-com. Because
Who
it
does Wally fall in love with?
Girl Wall-E.
Eve. Evie.
I think you can have that.
Exactly.
That might be the sweetest word-free movie
The
I've ever seen.
The entire movie is basically focused on this robot who spent how many thousands of years cleaning up the earth, finding another robot after not encountering anything else except a cockroach, and just listening to Hello Dolly on loop. And I loved that movie as well. I was actually going to use Hello Dolly as one of my as in my list, but I was like, no, I'm going to save that for musicals. And then Eve comes down, and everything that Wall-E does is to get Eve and to rescue Eve, and I'm like, amazing. But I figured some people might think, no,
No, you can have that.
Well, okay.
That's actually quite a masterful decision.
There you go.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
doesn't agree.
I'm getting
Ariana's like,
I'm getting all the
what is
feels here.
wrong with you people? I'll tell you what, just to make Ariana feel better,
What's your other number
my
one?
other
then?
number 1, you've mentioned it already, 10 Things I Hate About You. That movie, it's an adaptation of Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew. It is an amazing movie.
Julia Stiles isn't a very good shrew, I don't think.
okay,
But that doesn't even matter.
For me, Julia Stiles isn't even the main character, isn't the character that I focus on. When I watch that movie, I focus on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. I focus on
My God, he's hot.
he's all right. Heath Ledger. I keep confusing him. He's not Jason Schwartzman. He's I can't remember his name.
It's
He's
that guy who was really super famous when we were in high school, and
yeah,
now
he's
is
in
nobody.
He's in Numbers. He was in Serenity as Mr. Universe. I'll remember his name and I'll post it on Facebook. But he's my he's there's a scene where he's falling down a thing and he's great. Anyway, 10 Things I Hate About You is my joint number 1 with Wall-E. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
And I'm Laura Sampson.
With us in the studio, Ariana Ryan. Thank you very much for coming and talking to us about your favorite rom-coms and tantalizing TV. Tantalizing. Yeah.
I've had such a great time, but something I want to talk about more some other time is this Wall-E thing has brought it on.
Okay.
Like box sets and stuff to watch
Sure.
when you are massively depressed and need to cry all weekend.
Okay.
Because as you were telling me that story about him being alone for all those years,
Yep.
I almost started to cry right here.
Okay, fair enough. Next time
My goodness,
I have
I've
a
got
hard job.
so many of these. I've been on several long-haul flights in the last couple of years, and I've collected the most amazing set of films that will just make you weep in the most cathartic,
Yeah.
wonderful way.
Yeah.
Yes, let's talk about that on the next show.
I already
Next-
have my top 5.
Ariana, next time you come down, that's basically what we'll do.
Great.
So-
I love to bring the room down. So
Excellent.
please.
Absolutely. We'll try and spike it back up. Do we want to do Netflix recommendations, or do we do that another time?
Yes, let's do Netflix recommendations.
Okay. Here are our Netflix or Amazon recommendations. Okay, Santa Clarita Diet Season 2. It's got Timothy Oliphant, I keep messing his name up, and Drew Barrymore. It's basically, it's set in suburbs in some city in America, California city in America, whatever. And they're a happy couple with a daughter, and things are just going easy until Drew Barrymore's character wakes up and she's a zombie, effectively. And by being a zombie, she just craves flesh. And her husband,
Who doesn't?
being the very good husband, is basically accommodating and doing everything he can to stop her from murdering everyone and basically feeding her people and trying to find out a way to reverse the curse. It is extremely funny. It's very, very funny. Go and check it out. It's on Netflix. Santa Clarita Diet. It's just started this season 2. What about you, Laura?
I've got 2.
Okay.
One is an anime TV series that's recently come onto Amazon Prime. It's called Kokkoku, which means something like moment by moment.
Okay.
It's about a family who have this special power of being able to stop time, but that's the only special power they have. They're actually pretty unsuccessful in most other areas of their lives, but I've only watched the first episode and I'm already really sucked in because there's just some really beautiful moments where everything is still,
Okay.
but these people are moving through this kind of silent landscape trying to rescue someone from their family.
Is it on Amazon
And
or Netflix?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Got it.
It's absolutely worth trying out if you happen to have an Amazon Prime subscription. Also, I wanted to mention, because I've watched it for the first time, even though you've watched it a couple of times, is the film High Low Joe, which has finally become available on Amazon Prime.
Absolutely.
It was delayed a little bit. It's a film about depression, but it's also kind of darkly comic and it's really emotional, directed by James Kermack, who we were lucky enough to welcome on the show just before Christmas. I really recommend just watching it. I can't believe that you don't have to pay for it on Amazon Prime because it's just great. So, I mean, Mudbound on Netflix too. I feel like, how am I getting this for just £7 a month? It's a really, really great quality.
The amount of content that's basically out there. You have great filmmakers who are out there trying to get their work to be seen by everyone. And unfortunately for them, they can't put it in a theatrical release and get people to pay for it in order to be able to see it. So they go for Netflix and Amazon and they get some money off of it. But that's more to our benefit because we get to watch films like Mudbound and High Low Joe. I think High Low Joe is great. It's his directorial debut, James Kermack. I've seen it again. You're talking about rom-coms. I would have included it in my list. Problem is, you were talking about it has to be comedy. It's funny in a lot of areas, but you mentioned the area of depression in it as well. It gets real. It's a real gut punch in the middle of that movie that just basically sinks any sort of, it sucks whatever type of laughter you may have about the movie, and but it's a great movie. Go check it out. High Low Joe. I like your choice. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. Just before we go, Ariana, do you have anything on Netflix or Amazon you want to recommend?
I would just say, I'm telling you for the last time by Jerry Seinfeld. I know it's about 20 years old. And I know we know all the jokes, but watching it, it's like curling up under your electric blanket and like not leaving the house.
I think I'll check that out. I wanted to check out his...
Comedians in Cars?
Yes, Comedians in Cars.
That's pretty... The Alec Baldwin one is fantastic.
Okay, I want to check that out. I know Barack Obama is on one of them, so I'll check that out. I know... Julie Louis-Dreyfus is on one as well.
Yes, that one's fantastic.
Yeah, so I want to check them out and see how it goes. You're listening to Shoot the Breeze on Resonance 104.4 FM. I'm Marcus E. Acko.
And I'm Laura Sampson.
Thank you, Ariana, for joining us this week, and we hope you can come back and talk box sets with us.
Yes, depressing, want to kill yourself box sets, please. Thank you.
Not want to kill yourself, but want to cry your eyes out.
Okay, I mean, that's a little more PC. We can do that, yeah.
Oh, have a great Easter. Thank you for listening.
And see you next week.